area that we need. A righteous man. Prayer of a righteous man that avails much. That is a relationship. And it's a relationship between the condition of our lives and the effect of our prayer. We've got to be right with God, basically is what he's saying. We've got to be right with God, and we pray. And then guess what? We have that very definite concern for each other, passionate concern. And in this, there is energy. We call it passion or energy. There's energy in our praying, overwhelming sense of need that is important for us to hear. All of this is critical and personal. And so that's part of what is in that prayer request. And prayer that is persistent. Boy, sometimes don't you think if I pray for it, I have faith it's going to happen? But there's another side to that. Said, we have to have a prayer life. And it's not just a matter that it works, but it's a prayer life that is based on our relationship with God. A fervent, effective, persistent prayer that doesn't quit. You have not because you ask not. And here we've got to be patient and persistent in it. And if we have that kind of prayer life as a church and as individuals, we will have power in our community, not because of the prayer, but because of what God is able to do through us. And we want to be his instruments. And we want to reach the community. We really want that to work. And I look forward to getting us all back together and looking forward on down in the fall where we can do something that will reach out to the whole community. We want to draw them in. We really want to bring them in because that's part of what we are. And we've got to recognize it's not the power in the prayer. It is the power of the prayer to utilize your life and the lives around us to make a difference in this community. And finally, Christian also reaches out. Notice in verse 19 and 20, if anyone strays from the truth, that is to wander away. I remember skiing in Breckenridge. They have a wonderful place right there where the beginners get to go through the trees. It's amazing how you can get lost in that. And I remember coming around one hill, and one of our big boys got too close to the side, and he fell off. He could scream as loud as he would, but nobody knew where he was. He like to never got out of that spot. There is a sense in which we can all just wander away. We can get lost like in the mountains. We can just get lost. But you know what our job is? We talk about backsliders. Sometime or another in all of our lives, we backslide a little bit. Or maybe we backslide a lot. But we're not in the system that when you do that, there's not forgiveness and there's not restitution. We as a church have to be able to go after the walking wounded that's lost in the far country. Remember the brothers? One stayed home, one wanted everything, and he took off, but he got lost in the far country. And the only way that he could ever be whole again was to come back home. This is a place where we have a hospital for sinners. This is not a place for perfect people. We are all sinners. And we need to recognize that when we wander away, somebody needs to come after us. Boy, it's good to have somebody that can help you when you meet where I ought to be. My question is this: if you won't reach out to those backsliders, those people who have walked away, those people who are hurting, if you won't reach out to them, who will? If you don't reach out to them, who will? And the other side of that question is, if you won't do it now, then when will you? If you won't do it now, when will you? We've got to recognize that it's described to us. A Christian holds on, speaks up, he joins in, he looks up, and he reaches out. That is what James says that we are. We are God's people being that. I'm so grateful that you're here today, and we're going to close with a song, or close with music over here. We have a good lady here at this instrument that we're going to utilize just a little bit, and then we'll be dismissed after she gets through.